great. This is like a whole female.
I'm an organizer for the Illinois Domestic Worker Coalition, and I'm with the National Domestic Workers Alliance. I will be introducing the speakers that we have today to share their amazing testimonies and also to update our community on where we are with this amazing bill that we hope soon passes and becomes law in Illinois. Mi nombre es Abby Benitez, and more than anything, we want to say that we're here today full of excitement and that we've reached this last step towards establishing basic and important, crucial workplace protections for domestic workers throughout Illinois. Are we not? Domestic workers have been historically excluded from these protections in our country. And this bill, HB 1288, would allow for Illinois to join the many states, eliminating these exclusions to allow for all workers to be fairly protected, recognizing their dignity and crucial importance of the domestic worker sector in our workforce. The Domestic Worker Bill of Rights has broad support, and you can see that here today from faith members, labor members, community groups, and employers. We've also received bipartisan support from legislators who truly believe that this is common sense legislation. Now that the bill has arrived to Governor Rauner's desk, we're very excited. We have less than 60 days, and we know that we will have him on our side as we join and reach the finish line. So I will introduce to you all a couple of speakers, and we will start off with Isaac Koo, Director of the National Domestic Workers Alliance, who can talk to us about where we are in the domestic worker movement and what that means for us here in Illinois.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody feeling this morning? On behalf of domestic workers around the country, I want to say thank you for being with us this morning at this historic and exciting moment for domestic workers in Illinois. For many, many, many generations, every day, hundreds of thousands of women have gone to work throughout the state of Illinois in other people's homes, caring for the most precious elements of our lives, our children, our aging loved ones, our loved ones with disabilities, and our homes. What could be more important? It is the work that makes all other work possible. And I want us to take a moment right now to honor every single domestic worker in the state of Illinois. Thank you for what you do to support this state and this economy. Let's honor domestic workers in Illinois. Despite the important work of this workforce holding up our state, for more than 80 years, this workforce has been isolated, undervalued, and some of the most vulnerable workers in our state. And today, Illinois has the opportunity to change that once and for all.
Right.
Illinois has the opportunity to become the 7th state in the nation to pass a Domestic Workers Bill of Rights, bringing more than half, bringing a majority of all domestic workers in the entire country under protections, fair and equal protections in our labor law. A historic moment and opportunity. And this moment is made possible by the hard work of domestic workers themselves who went to work in our homes and then went to meetings and marched and went to Springfield and called their legislators and talked to their church members and congregations and communities around the country and organized for years And it's because of the hard work of all of the organizations who are standing behind me. And I want to just recognize a few of them. Our affiliates, I'm proud to say, we have 3 affiliate organizations here who've been really anchoring this work. Latino Union of Chicago, Arise Chicago, and Afire. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And we have an incredible coalition of organizations that have come together, that have been in the trenches day in and day out, making this moment, this historic moment possible, including Women Employed, including the Shriver Center, the Jewish Council on Urban Affairs, Mujeres Latinas en Acción, the Heartland Alliance, SCIU, the AFL-CIO, so many others. So let's give all the organizations that have been a part of this fight and this movement a huge round of applause. And of course, none of this would be possible without the incredible leadership of our elected leaders and our champions. We have some wonderful champions in Springfield, and I must recognize Representative Lisa Hernandez and Senator Silverstein. Yeah! A round of applause to them and all of the sponsors and champions for domestic workers in Springfield. We need you. We have always needed you, and thank you for everything you have done. And now we are really excited to support the governor in making the Domestic Worker Bill of Rights in Illinois permanent law once and for all.
All right!
Across the finish line, right?
Yeah.
¿Se puede?
Sí se puede!
¿Se puede?
Sí se puede!
We can do it.
Yeah!
Sign the bill! Sign the bill! Sign the bill!
Thank you all. So next, I'm very, very honored to introduce to you all domestic workers who have been to Springfield, who have been at these marches, who have been at these meetings, who have been really advocating and pushing and at the forefront of the Illinois Domestic Worker Bill of Rights. We're going to start off with Magdalena Silinska. She's a domestic worker leader from Arise Chicago. Everybody give her a round of applause.
Good morning. My name is Magdalena Silinska, and I have been a domestic worker for about 25 years. I came here from Poland in 1990 at the age of 18. Today, I am very proud to represent Arise Chicago, Polish domestic workers, and the Illinois Domestic Workers Coalition. As a single parent and a mother of 2, with a full-time job and a mortgage to pay, I had moments when it was unbearable to pay all the bills, even when working 2 jobs at the same time. But it was when I got involved with Arise Chicago in 2013 after a group of domestic workers don't even know what rights they do have. I started to ask questions, and I realized that my previous employers did many things they should not have done. They were impossible. We take care of children, aging loved ones, people living with disabilities, and the homes of families. We want to be recognized as real workers, and we want to be treated with respect.
Amen. All right.
Thank you to all of you for coming here today. It's been
Another round of applause. Next, I'm proud to introduce to you all Lucia Ruman, domestic worker leader at Latino Union of Chicago. Everybody give her a round of applause. Hola. Member of the Latino Union. I decided to form part of this organization and fight for the Bill of Rights because I am a house cleaner, and I am not in accord. I do not agree with people with people that abuse of the work that we do and abuse of us when we do it. When I got to this country, I personally suffered abuse on behalf of the person that would help me attain these houses. This person fixed a salary that was not livable, that was not sustainable. And after a couple of months, the checks that I would receive would stop coming. Wages, this abuse that would not end without a possible solution at sight. I had to quit my job. And this was a start for me in order to fight for my rights. I fight for the Bill of Rights because I believe in justice. I believe in the inclusion of domestic workers as one of the most important things that we can do to confront the injustices that we suffer at our workplace. I am here today to ask the governor to sign the Bill of Rights for my rights and the rights of thousands of others so that they can become something realistic, so they can become something possible. I support the Bill of Rights for 3 particular reasons. First, if the Bill of Rights passes, it will elevate my level of life as a worker with dignity, and in consequence, the level of life and the value of life of my family. As a mother, as a head of household, if I am okay, the people around me, my children, and the people I care of will also be successful. Wage theft and abuse of workers, of domestic workers. If a couple of people are thinking about taking advantage of our vulnerability, if the Bill of Rights passes, those people will think twice about it before doing it. Because then we would have legal protection to better our industry, our workforce sector, and the quality of our work and our jobs, to be able to give hope to millions of future domestic workers, particularly new ones, in order as they bring up and care for children, as they clean houses, and as they care for elderly ones. If this bill is not signed, if the Domestic Worker Bill of Rights is not signed, the abuses that we have suffered will continue. And this will continue to be a tool for people to take advantage of us doing our work. It will stop the development, the economic development, it will stop our social development of our families and our communities and of the country.
I am Grace Padel. I am a domestic worker, leader from a fire. When I arrived in the U.S. in 2002 from the Philippines, I worked as a living caregiver for 7 days a week for only $80 a day. I was never allowed a single day off in my first job as a caregiver. I work all day, every day, because I am on call anytime, even when I am sleeping at night. I sacrifice so much to put my 3 children through school. Through my work with a fire, I saw the need to organize and fight for labor protection. That is why I am involved in this campaign. That is why I lead others on trip to Springfield. That is why I lead meeting with other caregivers to get them involved. That is why I am standing in front of you today. Domestic work makes all other work possible.
Amen.
This is growing industry because every day someone turns 65 years old and will need someone to take care of them. As a caregiver, I build loving relationship with my client and provide peace of mind on their families. But caregiver, like me, should be treated fairly in our work.
That's right.
We need to be given equal pay and equal work. We need 1 day of rest for our health and our sanity.
Absolutely.
We need to work with dignity, respect, and pride. I urge Governor Runner to sign the bill and support caregiver like me through the state of Illinois. The Domestic Worker Bill of Rights help build the future for all working families like mine and many others in the Filipino community. Governor Runner, please support Illinois' Domestic Worker Bill of Rights. Thank you.
Sign the bill! Sign the bill! Sign the bill!
Sign the bill.
All right, give another round of applause to Grace. That fierceness and that leadership. All right. Finally, I'd like to introduce to you all Reverend Joy Rogers. from St. James Episcopal Cathedral. She has been also in the run with us as we've been campaigning, as we've been pushing for this bill, and as an employer and as a supporter of domestic workers, we see and appreciate her leadership and are proud to have her in our coalition. Everybody give a round of applause of Reverend Joy Rotten.
I am here today because domestic workers have made my professional life possible. My name is Joy. I am an Episcopal priest for more than 30 years. I've served congregations in Chicago and in Michigan. I retired 2 years ago as the dean of our Episcopal Cathedral here in Chicago. I am a wife, a mother, now a grandmother. I have been a daughter to aging and ailing parents, and I have reached a time in my own life when my children must think about what it means to have aging parents. Without reliable, competent, caring domestic workers, there was no way I could responsibly hold the most important parts of my life together. My vocation, my work, the professional life that allowed me to serve others, exercise talents, education, passions about how God wants the world to work. And then my care and personal commitments to my husband, my children, our family and friends, our home. It was those amazing domestic workers who cared for my children, cleaned my home, tended to elderly parents, who made it possible for me to do the work I love, work that let me help others, work that I hope in small ways might have changed the world. I always knew that a fair wage was important for such important work, even as women are still fighting for income equality across the board. I treated the domestic workers who served us with great respect because they tended to the most precious aspects of my world. I honor their efforts, and I am enormously grateful for all they did for me and mine. That is my personal testimony. My public testimony is to invite our governor to treat all workers with dignity and to assure justice in the workplace, especially when the workplaces are our homes. I am guessing that the governor's household works better because of good domestic help. I want us all to remember that workers historically excluded from basic protections are mostly women, mostly immigrants and minorities, and that it is time, long past time, my friends, to assert the essential value of their persons and their work. The Illinois Domestic Workers Bill of Rights serves all the people of Illinois. We are all better off when this valuable workforce is supported, protected, accountable to standards yielding a higher quality of services rendered and a higher quality of available employment. Better jobs, fairer treatment, and decent pay. That means that this great state of Illinois will be a better state for all of us.
Ako si Pat Sampan, caregiver ni Mrs. Smith. 8 taon, namatay siya. Since 91 to 98, namatay siya 98. Wala akong off. Every day, night and day. Inaasarkaso ko siya kasi hindi na makapag-isang bathroom. Lahat sa pagkain, sinusubuan. Lahat, iliguan pa, hugasan, pupunta banyo. Tanan, lahat na gawain.
Wala kayong day off?
Walang day off. Hindi man kakain ng iba magsubo.
Kaya maswerte sila ngayon. Masakasali.
Maswerte sila ngayon, mga domestic helper. May balaod na nga tumutulong sa kanila.
Ahorita lang.
Saan ka sa atin, sa Pilipinas?
Original ko Southern Leyte na taga Cabanatuan, Nueva Ecija na pangasawa ko. Kaya sa Manila kami nakatira hanggang namatay siya. Nag-uli, sa mahina na siya, uli na sa Leyte.
Sino ngayon nagbabantay ngayon sa bahay niya na naiwan? Nung namatay na?
Pinatira ako ng pinapuyo ako hanggang gusto ko. Libre na, pero pinapalinis. Parang bahay na lang ang di.
Pinalilin. May pamilya ka rin dito?
Mayroon.
Meron kang pamilya rito?
Pamilya, oo.
Narito sa Illinois?
Chicago.
Ah, sa Chicago. Okay.
Sa may maswerte kay nakaasawag mabait na Amerikano ang isang anak ko. So, karon ipon kami niya isang building, isang floor.
Saan kayo, doon kayo nakatira?
Oo, doon may nakatira sa kanila. Lalo na, ako matanda na. 87 na ako, November. Puting-puti na. Hindi na ako nagputi na.
Sige. Sana maging matagumpay ang pag-suporta niyo sa pagpastambil. Okay.
Kaya sumusuporta ako dito sa Bill of Rights na.
Editing and reporting. This is Joseph Gilariosa of the Journal Global Links in Chicago, Illinois.